Welcome back to Shadow Man Remastered. We're now about to head into the Playrooms, which I think for a lot of people who played the game is one of the areas that's maybe more memorable for them. I think this is a part of the game that people tend to mention more than the others, primarily because of the music in the level. Let's hear what Mike has to say about the Playrooms.
What further horrors shall I find within this terrible place, where in a time before these catastrophic events, I would have willingly accepted pallid imitations of such horrors. I now have come so far, my sensibilities lie benumbed by all I see. I do not embrace this horror, but rather stand immobile beneath its self-indulgent gaze. Confusion reigns, and I fear the god within the machine is no longer there.
Mike had been saying that he embraces the horror, but this is too much horror. Doesn't want to embrace this much horror. Tone back the horror a little bit, please. Alright, so we start off the Playrooms outside the asylum. Yet again, we have to find another way into the place. We can see down there's like a big hatch on the wall. So this is the wall of the asylum. Over here is just like rock, but this is asylum wall. So if we can open that hatch, we can get inside. First, let's look around. Frequently on the bottom of like a lake or something, you might be able to find some cadeau. Only see the one so far. Now, once we get inside the Playrooms is a level that I remembered as being maybe the biggest and most maze-like in the game. But you know, that has now been replaced by the experimentation rooms, the new level. That is definitely the biggest and most maze-like now. Playrooms has been replaced, I think. Something here. That's where we came in there. So we're higher up now. And here's an entrance into the asylum. And that opens up that hatch so we can swim inside. Nothing here, though. Just a window, a barred window. Looking out into an area into the Playrooms. And this one's locked. So, the Playrooms, kind of an ominous name for a location. This is where the inhabitants of the asylum, the staff, you know, this is their break room, I guess. It's where they, you know, you can't work all the time. Gotta take a break and have some fun, and I guess this is where they do that. They get their jollies in the Playrooms. Last time when we were in London, Mike was having a lot of trouble holding his breath. But as Shadow Man, it's no trouble. Who needs oxygen when you've got voodoo? I suppose. Oh, he went over there. Torch isn't hitting him. Wonder if it has something to do with the floor we're standing on. For some reason it's not connecting. That happens sometimes in some levels. I don't know why.
Got it.
There's a barrel over there. Might as well see what's in it. Just a skull. Well, 2 skulls. That's good. We needed the voodoo anyway. Kind of unclear what the way forward is, but we do have to lift up those locks. Not sure what you would call them. This opens this door. This is the area that we were just in before. Dive back into the water, and since those were lifted up, that does expose this tunnel that we can now continue on through. Watch out for the blades. The very slow moving blades. Well, there's a Govie. It's surrounded by a new kind of enemy. It's like kind of like a human-like dog wearing S&M gear. As, you know, as your human dogs do, of course. As we swim through the tunnel of blood, we're serenaded by the sounds of drills and squeaky toys and screaming. Couple ways we could go. We could take that path or this door. Let's take this door first. When it comes to the playrooms, there's plenty of points where there are multiple ways you could go. I think, you know, we'll take it in an organized fashion. We'll start from the top, and work our way down. There's a Govie in there. But we cannot shoot these bars out. Oh, we should probably take a look at how many Dark Souls there are in the level. There are 10. I don't believe we'll be able to get all of them on our first go. We will have to come back at some point. But what we want is to get enough Dark Souls that... Whoops. Well, I said we're going to start at the top. Let's climb back up. What we want is to get enough Dark Souls that we hit level 6. Because once we do that, we'll be able to open up the level 6 doors and move on to the next level after this. But of course, once we hit level 6, we'll still get as many as we can from this level before we leave. And there's our teddy bear point on this bridge over this pool of blood. Well, there's one of those human dogs. They're not powerful. Like, they die pretty quickly. But if there's like a few around, if there's like more than one around you, they could probably bite you a bunch of times. If you want to get a closer look at it. There it is. But here we find an unusual looking door. And behind it we find a familiar looking place. We've seen a chapel like this before. First, let's look around at the bottom, see if there's anything here.
Hey, now that could be useful.
We have found our third retractor. We've used 2 of them so far. But now we would be able to open up a third live side level if we wanted to do that. You're still not able to kill any of the serial killers yet. But we can check out a third level if we want and see if there's anything there we could find. In there's a Dark Soul in that machine, but, well, the door's on the other side. We can't get to it. There is a line up here and a Govie on the other side of this, but kind of hard to see, but there's like a hook hanging on this line, so we can't actually climb the line. We would just, we wouldn't be able to make it to the other side. So even though there are a couple of Govie in our sights, we cannot get them right now. We could dive down into that pool. We'll do that later. Let's first head back here and start going downstairs. Remember, we're gonna do this in an organized fashion. Start at the top and work our way down. And we can see through these windows into the pool that the base of the blood pool is skin, which that is the recommended way of lining the bottom of your pool with hunks of skin. It's like a pipe over there, which is clogged with skin. We should probably clean out that pipe. I don't know how much Mike knows about plumbing, but he can at least remove that blockage. This door is unlocked. On the other side of it, well, just a dude. No dark soul or anything. I guess it couldn't be that easy. But there is a dark soul in that room. But this room is locked. Many of the rooms we want to go to in the playrooms are locked. We do have to figure out how to work our way around and get to the panels and levers and such that will open them up. And over there, that's one of those true forms. We haven't actually seen one up and around before. We've seen them just like lying on experimentation tables, but that one is alive and standing and in a cage. As we go through the playrooms, you might wonder, why are they called the playrooms? Well, they have these cells in them, these special cells where I guess, I don't know, maybe some sort of experiments or maybe some sort of fun time things are going on. Like, we had these cage with a couple of souls in it, and here's like, oh, hello. The torch did not affect them. Sometimes that happens. Here we have, like, you know, a fun time chair with manacles on it. For good times. Here's your tools, like your pliers and such on the table. This is just how they relax and have a good time in the asylum.
Great.
Now, I can't get that because of the coals. There's also like something we could jump to from there. So we do have to come back here because of once we're able to walk on coals. We can't do that yet. We do have to remember to come back here once we gain that ability. Just if we take a look at something just to make sure. Like, there wasn't anything up on that. No, there wasn't. There wasn't. We haven't found a single Dark Soul yet in the playrooms. Yeah, there isn't another door here. Okay. Another place we can go is we can get back on that bridge and jump down into the blood pool.
Great. Got it.
And here's the pipe that we swam through on our way into the playrooms. We saw this room as we were going through. Here's like a kennel where we first saw like the man dogs when we were first swimming on in. And there is a Govie here, as we saw. I guess these dogs are guarding that Govie.
Got it.
But we were able to make it.
The Dark Souls are mine.
All right, 9 to go somewhere in the playrooms. We have 1. Took a while to get that one. We've been exploring for a bit, and all the Govie we've been finding have been blocked off to us so far. Here's another locked door here. And of course, inside the locked door is a Govie. The lever to unlock the door is in the room. But also there is a vent up there. So if we were able to make our way into the vent, we could get into that room. But of course the question is, where is the entrance to that vent? Let's run around to the other side of the pool. Nothing there. Alright, well, I mentioned that we wanted to unplug this pipe. It's just full of a big chunk of skin. Gotta get rid of that skin. There we go. Mike's skin-destroying abilities have come in useful. Now, we could swim down there, or there is another pipe over here. And what do we find when we go down here? We find a bloodfall. Unfortunately, Mike did get what he needed to be able to climb this. That's not what I meant. Get over here. There's a bunch of dudes on the other side of this room shooting at us, but they're too far away for us to hit. So let's just avoid these bullets and open this Govie. And notice on the other side of the room there are 2 Govies, but we can't actually get to there from here.
The power of the Dark Souls. I embrace it.
All right, we hit level 6. Yeah, this wall right here is too high. We can't get over it. So we have to get those Dark Souls on the other side of the room from another direction. However, we could just leave the playrooms now if we wanted to. We've reached level 6. But there are Dark Souls we can still get. So we're going to be hanging out here until we get the rest of them. Let's head down this pipe. Well, there is an exit right here, but it has a lid on it. We need to find a way to open that lid. And in there is a Govie, and that door is unlocked. If we could find the door. This intersection is where we came from. We turned left. Let's swim. Let's approach from the right and see if we notice anything that we missed before. Ah, we can surface here. So this room looks out into the room with the hatch. Let's get out our engineer's key. And that'll open that up in there. All right, so if we go back underwater, we'll be able to reach where that hatch is and see what we can find when we come out of there. First, let's have a look around a bit. There's another pipe here. And another bloodfall. So I guess maybe this is the first time in the game that you have to have the point. Like, we have used it before to climb bloodfalls, but we haven't had to do that to advance in the level as of yet. Climbing those bloodfalls previously they were about backtracking. But now we're at a level where if we weren't able to get this point and climb the bloodfalls, we just probably would not be able to get enough Dark Souls to get to level 6.
Got it.
All right, we got to the other side of that room, to the 2 Govie that we saw before. Let's pick them up.
The Dark Souls are mine. The Dark Souls are mine.
And let's see, we're at 4 Dark Souls in this level out of 10. Still 6 more to find somewhere. Let's swim into that hatch and see where it comes up. I heard someone say, blood. I don't see him, though. Someone said it. Up there. before we go up here, let's take a look at these doors, these rooms that we found right here. Oh, also, there's just someone over there I guess we should take care of. We open that up, but we would not be able to actually reach that pipe that we just opened because this water would be too low, I believe. Down here, there is another hatch, which is closed off. But yeah, that's too high. So we opened up a pipe, but we can't get in there right now. Let's open these up. So in the playrooms, we can find some, I guess we could call them cells. Some of them seem custom. I don't know, maybe for special souls. Like this one, there's nothing in here, but on the floors and the walls, there's scissors. Drawings of scissors. Nothing else in here. And here, there doesn't seem to be anything, except if we look here in tiny words, it says, "I've been a very bad boy." So I don't know, maybe special prisoners being held in these cells or something.
Great.
We could dive into that water, but before we do that, let's head over here. Where we find a panel for the key. And that raises the water level over there, so now we can get into that pipe. And lowers the water level here. And the way it did that is, yeah, it opened that hatch, so drained the water into that other room. But before we go there, there is someplace we can head here. You see what I mean about this level being very mazy? It's it can be disorienting. It's easy to lose your way. But like I said, I thought this used to be the most maze-like of the levels, but then, you know, now the experimentation rooms exist, and that clearly is the most like the biggest and the most disorienting. More cells for us to go into. Let's open them up and see what's inside. The music stopped. And we have different sounds happening here. Like there's a horned skull. The words "analyze this." Whoever was in this cell, very big fan of the movie with Billy Crystal, Robert De Niro. Here's a curious machine. It's a chair with tubes leading to like this tank with some cadeau in it. That seems like maybe some evil science happening here. I don't know. What kind of experiments? Who can even say?
Oh, yeah.
Got a secret for the going in here. This room There's a bloody cash register. And the walls are made of dollars. In God we trust, it says. Well, clearly, this was the cell of Donald Cashman before he escaped hell and crawled back up to the world of the living for money in his spider form. That's what I choose to believe. That's the canon. Instead of In God We Trust, it should have said, go to number 1 on the wall. Now here is a room that's full of tiles. It's bloody. The only thing remarkable about it is that the music changed. It's a ambient track that doesn't play anywhere else in the game. I remember in the first LP, I kind of wondered, I thought that the sound here sounded kind of Silent Hill-ish, like the first game. I mean, only the first game would have existed at the time that this was made. I don't know if that's supposed to be intentional, like a Silent Hill room, but like the walls do kind of look like there was like a cover of, I think it was the Japanese version of Silent Hill. It's like white tile with blood smeared on it. It's probably not a reference. It just kind of seemed like it could be. Someone's been a bad baby. Someone's clearly is engaging in some roleplay right now. I'm sorry to interrupt. I hope this is not embarrassing. So, I mean, it's called the Playrooms. Here's someone that was clearly having a good time in their nursery with their hell blocks. But there is a secret here. I like this room because it's one of the few places in the game where you have, like, big, bright colors. It's very striking in a game full of very morbid browns and ruddy textures. And I guess they were playing some pool in here. You know, why not? Why wouldn't they play pool? Why wouldn't the denizens of Asylum want to play some pool? There's no reason why they wouldn't. Is that strange? Now we got to the other side of a room that we were at earlier on. I mentioned that there was this line with a hook on it, so we couldn't climb to the other side. Now we've made it to the other side. Had to take the long way around.
Dark souls are mine.
But we can pull this switch. And that will... Yep, there's the hook. So now we can actually use this line to crawl back and forth. Well, to hang from it and climb back and forth. And this room is unlocked. I like how he's taking cover behind that. That's kind of neat. Well, you've seen one of these machines before. It's a machine that gets used to put a dark soul in a true form. So we will just take it.
Dark souls are mine.
And now we have 6 Dark Souls out of 10. I think this is where we came in. So what about over here? No, okay, actually both of these look the same. Okay, no, we did see these cells. Yeah. And here we find a window that looks out over the True Form cell. What do you think will happen if we pull this lever? All right, we let it out. However, we don't have the means right now to actually get into that room, I don't think. At least we have not found the entrance into it, but if we do find the entrance into it, we could fight that thing. One of the Dark Souls is inside it. We know this because they're unconscious. Well, they're dead. They're just empty husks without the Dark Souls. But you put a Dark Soul in there, and now it becomes this thing. So, some Dark Souls are not in Govies. Some of them are in those True Forms. So, they're kind of upgrading the difficulty on extracting some of these souls by this point. Let's head back the way we came, because there was that one pipe. Remember that we raised the water level so we could access a pipe? We haven't gotten in that pipe yet, so let's go back and do that. Here it is. And where we come up, I guess just a holding area for some whalers.
Great.
All right, we found another room with another Dark Soul. Oh, looks like my gun shot that True Form. It tracked onto it. Even though the True Form is technically not an enemy since it wasn't, you know, up and around. I guess it counted as one, since the shot from my gun tracked to it. That unlocks this door, which goes out to the room that's beneath that line. That, we haven't gotten into this room yet, but this door would have been locked from the other side if we did. Alright, but the main thing is there was a True Form that was getting ready to receive a Dark Soul, but not anymore.
The Dark Souls are mine.
Now, also, we found something interesting here. We found these display cases, and there is a thing in there. That thing is a powerful weapon, an asylum-made weapon called the Violator. It's unique in that the weapons that we have are either voodoo weapons or regular live side weapons like guns. But this is something that was made in the asylum. And to open that, well, these shapes might look familiar. Not hitting the wrong buttons. We have these accumulators. These accumulators are the same shapes. And we can put them in. I'm already holding it. Okay, let's put that in. There we go. However, we only have 2 accumulators. We need a third to open this up and get the violator. So we will be coming back here anyway, but once we do, with a third accumulator, we can get this weapon. Now, over here, in these display cases, this is ammo for the violator. I don't actually know why these are locked in their own display cases, since once you get the violator, you do start getting ammo for it in the barrels. So that's not actually important. What is important is getting the first 3 accumulators so you can actually get the violator. So that'll be for later. That's not for now. So was there anything else in this room? Oh no, we were in this room. We were, because we did kill that guy in there. And let's see. Yeah, we have not gone up here yet. More cells. Actually, not cells. Actually, kennels. Yeah, this is, the door up there led to the cathedral that held the retractor. And this hallway leads to another Govy. We saw this earlier through here as we were swimming through the pipe. We saw this one.
Dark souls are mine.
All right, and now we got 8 Dark Souls out of 10 in the Playrooms. And I believe... Oh, actually, we actually almost found all of the Cadeau. There are 35... We got 35 out of 36 here. There's one around somewhere. Who can say where? But I believe that's everything we can get for now from the Playrooms. There are 2 more Dark Souls somewhere. Well, I say somewhere, but we know where one of them is. It's in that true form. So we're going to have to fight that true form at some point. When we come back here. And that'll probably be after we get the ability to walk on coals, because we did see that one room where there were coals. Gotta walk on them. We will also want to have a third accumulator when we come back here so we can get the violator and get a powerful weapon. But for the time being, that's been the Playrooms. A very confusing maze-like level. That has just the most delightful background music playing as you go through it. And it's the first place in the game that you encounter a live true form. But that's all we can really do for here right now. Let's head back to the Paths of Shadow.
Come on, Slowpoke.
Since we now have... we're on level 6. And there are 2 level 6 doors that can be opened. Why don't we hit those up now? One of them is the door to progress, but there was a level 6 door that we encountered pretty early in the game. In the Wasteland. Yeah, it's up there. You can see it. let's go find our way around to get up to that door. So much vomit coming my way. Just so much projectile vomit from so many directions. From the air, too. Oh, also over here. Yeah. Flambeau not really working in this area for whatever reason. Like I said, sometimes that happens and I don't know why. Where it just doesn't actually do what it's supposed to be doing. Let's see, I believe we want to go here. We have, of course, been through this path before.
Got it.
A while back when we went through the Wasteland for the first time. This is the path that would eventually take us to the asylum, which was the first voodoo weapon we got. And eventually would take us to that level 6 door.
Got it.
But of course, we did not have nearly the level we needed to open that door the first time around.
Great.
And here we are. All right. Let's open this up.
I am the Lord of Deadside. This should be useful.
And what we found is the ensign, which is a shield. We can, if we have voodoo power... Is this voodoo? Yep, we got some voodoo here. All right, we have voodoo power. We can put it up in front of us. And it protects us from shots, like that. I mean, I guess the question is, do you want to use your voodoo for offense or defense? There are some parts in which blocking shots coming your way will be very useful, especially when, like, fighting the true forms. The ensign is not something I use all that often, but there are points where it will be useful. There is another level 6 door. Getting the Ensign is optional, of course, because that was not the progression door. You don't have to get it, but, you know, it can be a useful item. The next thing we're going to be doing is going to the level 6 door that will take us to the next area. I mentioned at the beginning of the game that the map, the paper map, does come in useful. It comes in useful for things like remembering about that level 6 door in the Wasteland. It's easy to forget about because the Wasteland was early on in the game. So by the time you actually get to level 6, you might have forgotten you saw that door. But here's the other level 6 door, the one for progress.
I'm the Lord of Deadside.
Opening doors just never gets old to Mike. He loves it. It's his favorite thing.
This place is big. Goes on for miles. St. James must had a whole heap of time on his hands.
It is big, and we have been to this area before. We've seen it. Earlier on in the Paths of Shadow, there is an altar. And if we used our baton on the altar, we would end up on that little island right there in the middle of the coals. Once we get the ability to walk on coals, that just becomes a shortcut. So you can travel more quickly along the Paths of Shadow by taking that shortcut. Here is a level 7 door, and clearly we're not at level 7 yet. There's also a path going down here. But before we take a look at that, let's climb this platform and see what's at the top. Here we find 3 doors. Level 8, level 7, level 9. So these are all doors that we cannot open as of yet. And up here is, well, we're standing above the entrance to the Playrooms right now, and also above that level 6 door that we just opened up. There is a cadeau up there. We can't make that jump. That's not something we're doing. We would have to find the other... Well, we would have to find the way to get from there to here. We can't make that jump. But where is that? We don't know. We don't know where that is. What we do know is where the next path is going to take us. This path right here. I believe the next location on the map, I mean, we can just bring up the map right here. I believe the next location, now that we've opened this up, is going to be the second of the Temples of the Sisters, the Temple of Prophecy. It's at the bottom of the map. Like bottom middle. So the Temple of Prophecies, the second of the Sisters' Temples, and the one where we will get the tattoo that finally lets us walk on coals. Once we get that, that's going to open a lot of stuff up. We'll be able to go back to many of the areas we've been to, because there are a lot of areas that had those coals. So that's like probably the biggest, like the thing that opens up the most of any of the power-ups, of the mobility power-ups. That opens up the most, I think, when you are able to walk on those coals. So, next time, we'll be doing the Temple of Prophecy in Mike's search for more sick tattoos as we continue on with Shadow Man Remastered.